Did you know football players use more than just their skills to gain every bit of advantage they can? At the highest levels of professional sports, even the little details can mean the difference between winners and losers, so they're not leaving anything up to chance. Today, we're going over the best 5 hacks players use to manipulate the game to their favor, and there's a bonus point for you at the end, so make sure to stick with us for the entire list. Hello football fans, and welcome to Top Corner TV. We're a new channel with the goal of bringing you only the best football content. So before we begin, hit that subscribe button and help us become better with every new video. If you didn't know, Vapor Rub is one of the most popular hacks players use to enhance their performance on the pitch. If you've ever noticed a wet stain in the middle of your favorite player's jersey, it's because they've rubbed in some Vapor Rub, a topical ointment used to relieve symptoms of cough and congestion, helps with breathing difficulties, and adds a cooling effect. The main ingredients of this tool are menthol, camphor, and eucalyptus oil, which is why it's also good for fighting off the inflammation and clearing of the respiratory system. It's pretty fair to say Patrick Vieira was one of the first to introduce Vapor Rub to the football worldwide while he was playing for Arsenal in the Premier League, and many players followed his example. Vinicius Jr. is one of the best players on the planet, and he's often seen with a wet circle at the chest area, as he also recognizes the benefits of this simple yet effective hack. The main reason why Vapor Rub is so popular is that it's completely ethical and is in compliance with almost every football association in the world. At the end of the day, all the players are doing is rubbing some menthol on their chest so they could breathe more easily and gain a sense of comfort. This comes in handy especially when they're fighting a cold, which is not unusual for those playing in countries with not-so-friendly climates. Do you remember how players would usually take a sip of water and then pour some on their head before getting subbed in? Well, now we see less of that and more energy gels and drinks that have almost replaced water in professional sports. Their main purpose is to maintain energy levels and enhance performance during matches and training sessions. But are they really helpful, or just another blindly followed trend? The premise behind them is simple: consume them and get a quick energy boost. Gels are actually concentrated carbohydrate sources in gel form, while energy drinks contain a mix of carbs, electrolytes, vitamins, and sometimes caffeine. Both are designed with the same goal in mind, but how much energy can really be regained during the game? If you think about it, this is nothing but a short-term glucose-absorbing trick to give you a sense of refreshment. But the only real solution for maintaining energy levels is developing stamina through training and discipline. Football will always be one of the most demanding sports out there, and no amount of gels and energy drinks can help you if you're not properly conditioned. Don't you hate it when the ball slips through the goalkeeper's hands and ends up in the net just because there was not enough friction on his gloves? Well, the biggest hack against that are grip enhancers or sprays in these particular types of situations. It's no secret that, since the beginning of football, people wanted to establish better control over the ball. Logically, grip enhancers can't help you when you're dribbling, but could be useful when you're performing throw-ins. The additional grip helps you throw the ball further, and if you really master the technique, every throw-in that's closer to your opponent's goal could be just as dangerous as a corner kick. Even though they're not a tool that results in some kind of ultimate advantage, many leagues and associations forbid them due to various reasons, mostly due to not meeting their health and safety standards, or they just don't want any kind of additional help being at players' disposal. Remember when massages and other recovery equipment was a luxury reserved to only professional clubs? Well, those days are long gone. Today, foam rollers and massage guns are a standard part of every team's recovery process, even the amateur ones. There's been a huge progress within the field of rest and muscle recovery, and these bad boys have created a revolution when they appeared on the market. Also, they could be one of the reasons why many players have longer careers compared to those who played just 20 years ago. There's way more spotlight on recovery today than in the past era. Players would focus mostly on working as hard as they possibly could without giving much thought to maximizing the benefits of their rest time. The fact foam rollers and massage guns are used in almost every other sport tells enough about the positive effects of their use and how quickly they've become an irreplaceable part of the sports industry. Considering that clubs are more and more invested in preserving and maintaining their players' health, who knows what kind of innovations and strange-looking gadgets we'll get to see in the near future. If you've ever watched any sports event ever, you've probably noticed athletes wearing compression gear, like compression shirts, shorts, or sleeves. But why is that? Just 20 years ago, the jerseys were much different and looked more baggy opposed to today's uniforms. So, what's the purpose of this relatively new trend in football and other sports? Well, the primary goal of compression gear was to improve blood flow, and by doing that, reduce muscle fatigue and enhance recovery. The pressure is supposed to minimize the buildup of lactic acid and also offer support to both muscles and joints, which can make or break one's career in the long run, considering it helps with the prevention of injuries. The gear is usually made of spandex and nylon, making it both comfortable and aesthetically pleasing. The fact they're not very expensive makes them available to both amateur and professional athletes, and it's very practical for both training sessions and real matches. The reason they got so popular was that using them had no negative side effects. The only problem you might experience is if you pick a wrong size that doesn't fit your body, but obviously, that's very easy to solve. Medicine is always on the lookout for improvements, and this type of equipment is just another way of expanding the limits of what's considered impossible in sports. Extra oxygen has numerous benefits for athletes' bodies, but there have been some concerns regarding using oxygen chambers as a recovery tool in professional football. First, there are health issues that can potentially occur if the chamber is used too much or without strict medical supervision. Lung damage is the most obvious concern, followed by fluid buildup, sinus damage, or middle ear bursts and ruptures. Too much oxygen can also cause changes in one's vision or, in the worst cases, lead to oxygen poisoning, which could even result in fatal outcomes. These chambers are not banned by the anti-doping bodies, but their use should be strictly limited to professional medical staff because players could develop some real health issues if not careful with them. That's it for today, dear friends. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below if you're using any of the tools mentioned in the video and which one is your favorite. Thank you for watching and sticking with us until the end. Make sure you don't miss out on more football stories by hitting that subscribe button. See you in the next one.